Tonight, UK Paranormal Search have returned to 30 East Drive here in Yorkshire, a location often regarded as one of the most famous haunted houses in the UK. A year has passed since our last visit, and the stories surrounding this place remain as controversial as ever. 30 East Drive is famously associated with the Black Monk, a well-known haunted house in Pontefract, West Yorkshire, England. The house has a reputation for paranormal activity and is one of the most famous haunted locations in the UK. Reports of ghostly phenomena here include eerie sightings, unexplained noises, and the presence of a spirit known as the Black Monk. The house has been the subject of numerous investigations by ghost hunters and paranormal researchers. It is also featured in various television documentaries and media programmes due to its history and reports of unexplained events. Many visitors have had strange experiences while visiting this property. Opinions on its hauntings are mixed. Some visitors and researchers have had eerie or unexplained experiences, fueling its reputation as one of the UK's most famous haunted locations. However, skeptics argue that the house's fame has led to overhype, media embellishments or suggestibility influencing visitors' perceptions. Like many haunted places, the balance between belief and skepticism depends on personal experiences, interpretation, and the methods of investigation. Whether a true paranormal hotspot or simply a compelling part of local folklore, 30 East Drive has certainly captured the imagination of many ghost hunters and curious visitors alike. Some claim 30 East Drive is undeniably haunted, with chilling encounters reported even by those sceptical of the paranormal. Others insist it's nothing more than a clever hoax, a site with no real supernatural activity. During our last investigation, we found very little to suggest a true haunting. No major paranormal activity, just the odd feeling of unease, the occasional tap or bang, and sounds that could happen anywhere. But tonight we're back, and will the spirits of East Drive make their presence known? Or will this house remain shrouded in mystery, his reputation as a haunted hotspot left unproven? Stay tuned as we venture once more into the unknown to uncover the truth about 30 East Drive. Right, so we're here at 30 East Drive. It's 11 o'clock. We're just going to go into the living room and let's see what happens at 30 East Drive.
Ignore it. That's in my phone. get called for things to happen, but then I would also do, you know, like make a cup of tea, like you say, play cards, don't give it any attention, and then if something does happen, ignore it.
Well, I dare say that he sat listening to us anyway.
Of course it has.
So we not
Of
support.
course it has. I mean, it's like,
Hello again.
hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah. I honestly, genuinely, now I've been here for this long, I genuinely think whatever may or may not be around, I reckon it's listening and watching everything.
Hello, you remember Justin, who was here for a week?
Longer than that. It's like, oh yeah, I remember.
He used to wait till he went to bed to mess about. Good gag, that. Very good gag. So I've been here many, many times, but I've been looking after people, so you could have done anything and I wouldn't have noticed, really. So.
Have you heard much from Carol next door since you've been in there?
No.
Not heard, didn't hear her last
Quiet.
time, Justin, to be fair. Didn't hear a thing from her.
That's good.
Look at that.
What?
Move your camera again.
What's up, like?
Just a quick flash of the light, so anybody
Your
got any
watch you did, mate.
watchers? Sorry, it's not that, but we'll like a reflection up. So I'm just wondering if
I panned round with the camera.
Oh, was it that?
because there's a little bit of a gap. Let's see if anybody's gone down to stop dog out or something. Nice keeper. But it was just a quick, you know, like somebody done that with a torch.
That
What's
camera
your
did that.
watch?
Just go round again.
Yeah, it wasn't me, Lee, was it, doing that? I panned.
No, but my watch, look, it goes off, but it doesn't hit the roof.
That's the thing is, when you have been here and it's shown something, because it is such a rare thing, right? It is so rare. You know, like most people who come here, if they hear the slightest noise, they get really excited, right? But because I've been here and I've had something massive happen, I think you want more because you know what it can do. If that makes any sense, you're thinking, okay, don't.
Again?
Yeah, the bang.
No, that
Oh.
flash.
Well, I haven't moved this time.
I haven't
I was on
And
Justin.
my watch has not gone off.
No, and I don't have anything reflected
Right.
on me.
On the ceiling, yeah.
Just right, you need to sit back and just look
Oh, where?
It's
Why am I
what?
looking?
directly above you.
Oh, okay.
It's like somebody's doing that with a torch. So the only thing I can think of, you know, that gap in curtains, someone's out and about with a torch.
Outside.
Yeah, but it's like a laser. You know them lasers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Laser
That's what it
pen.
like. That's how strong it is. That's
Was
how I know.
it?
Yeah. Just a flash.
Alright.
What is it, the back of us? Is it just houses? Can't see through the net curtains.
So it's funny. It's like when you've been here that long, you know, like I don't really get excited if I hear some kind of tiny little tap or some kind of tiny little noise.
There, do you see it again?
Yes,
yeah,
I
I
do see
saw,
that.
I saw that. In
I
like
saw
purple
that.
light.
What's in the back of us, Lee? Houses?
He was right there, wasn't he?
Yeah, I saw that time.
What was that?
I'll tell you what,
I'm trying to work out where that could possibly have come from.
I'm not keeping an eye on it. Why don't you sit in that chair and keep your eye on that wall if there's somebody outside? Do you know what I mean?
Will he not see me?
There's a chair there. Just have a look. No, I mean, if you sit on that
Well,
chair.
if somebody's shining a bloody laser through.
I didn't see it.
I saw it. It was
Yeah,
right
I saw
over
that
there.
time. Oh,
59.
and again.
Right.
It's not a smoke alarm, is it?
Yes, carbon monoxide.
Where? Up
Carbon,
there.
it's carbon,
Right.
it's carbon
Right,
outside.
put that off.
That's that debunked.
And that's why we're counting.
To see if it was.
To see if
Yeah.
it's the same.
No, it's
I
a.
was getting excited then.
No.
Oh, no.
What's that finished then?
So
On to
that's
the
why
next.
I wanted to know when you, I was counting, so I knew if it was mechanical.
Oh, that was a good light as well, wasn't it? Oh. That was me with me thoughts.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a carbon monoxide thing up there.
You only put them near boilers, don't you? Not like...
There is one
Might
in the
say
toilet,
there's a
but
gas
not one.
fire.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's one there. Considering the fire extinguisher thicker dust, I don't think that's been changed. That's going to annoy me now.
What,
Lou,
that
were
light?
you here when the piano played?
What?
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
it?
I was at the other end of the house.
Oh, were you?
Well, you had a team in though, like loads of them.
Well, that
I think
About
everyone was in here,
8.
weren't they?
we're about 8 people, wasn't
Too
it?
Yeah.
many in places.
You
that,
still
isn't it?
with Ghost Hunting Company then?
Yeah.
So there are about 8 people, 3 team leaders, and obviously it's nice to spread out when you can. So I was aware of it, but I didn't witness it.
I tell you what was interesting that I remember that they had in here, where they seemingly had thumping from the floor in response to questions. You know, like in terms of knocking from like a deep vibration on the floor.
Again, it's like
That was interesting. I never had that before.
hammer toe phenomenon,
Yeah,
which
maybe.
I can't do, by the
Yeah.
way. I'm going to have a go now.
Oh, what?
You know, like clicking your
Like the
Hammer
Fox
toe.
sisters, wasn't it?
Great sound.
Was it the
What,
Fox
people
sisters,
do that?
Justin?
yeah. Pardon, sorry.
Was it the Fox sisters
Yeah,
that
Foxes
did it?
did that. Yeah.
It's where some people, you know, when you rub your toes together and they do that.
What, they can click them?
Click
And,
them,
it,
yeah.
and they make a noise and it just sounds like taps.
Pretty clever, aren't they?
The thing is, if you hear any kind of noise, big bright light going past us,
Just a car.
it would need to be definite. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like because you hear so much because there's so much kind of noise, traffic noise, dull thumps from next door, that kind of thing. To me, that's the thing is, you come here and because. Yeah, you still got to rationalise and debunk as much as you can, and I don't get impressed by a lot of stuff that other people might get impressed by, but because I've been here when it has properly kicked off, it becomes almost frustrating, because then you're thinking, all right, well, I know you can throw marbles, so why aren't you doing it? I know you can knock on.
Because you're asking for it, aren't you?
Yeah. I know you can knock on the wooden furniture. I know actually, if you've got the strength to stamp across that ceiling to cause that light to move, then
You can imagine like somebody asking you to do that
Yeah.
every day of the year.
Yeah,
You'd be
exactly.
Like, piss off.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I would be like.
And so, but something that has that force or that strength or can seemingly do that. You know, when people are asking for the slightest, tiniest noise and it's not doing it, but I know that it can do something which is much more forceful. That's why you get frustrated, because anything that amount of force could fling half this shit off this shelf
Yeah.
if it wanted to. I genuinely think whatever's here could easily move or make something instantly appear on that floor, or, you know, it's like when Ouija brothers were here. They didn't believe it, but they had a knife appear on the sofa. You know, it disappeared out of one of the kitchen drawers and it appeared on this, sticking up between the cushions of this sofa.
Sticking up,
Yeah,
like waiting for somebody's.
Yeah.
Nice.
and they didn't believe it, but you know they've drawn it missing, and that was the one that was.
You wouldn't do that as a joke, like.
No,
You won't do it.
but it was.
Somebody,
So
Is that the one when they had the family round?
I can't remember. No, this is way before though. This is when before they'd even got cameras out. I mean, it's like they were in. This is at the same time when Griff got hissed at in Janet's room. They didn't even have phone cameras. They just had voice recorders, I think, running. And then I think Griff was sat on the bed in Janet's room. Something hissed at him, and I think that was the first time they came here. So that was before there was really the Ouija brothers. That's when they first started off. And then another interesting thing is Griff, because they didn't have any cameras at the time. Griff, they went to the pub, I think, at lunch. Griff left his mobile phone in Philip's room, I think it was, propped up, recording in case anything happened whilst they were gone. And they got back, and his phone was in 3 bits on the carpet.
Oh, so
So
might
did
leave my
the-
phone up there then.
Did they ever look at the phone then to see?
Nothing was recorded. But when they got back, the phone was in 3 parts. The battery, the case, and the actual body of the camera was in 3 parts on the floor.
So how cool would that have been if they saw the phone move on its own?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was one of the first times they were here as well.
That's not good. It takes some force to break a bloody phone, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you're thinking something that could do that if it wanted to. That's the frustrating bit is you're thinking, well,
You think
if
it
it
could
can-
as well,
if
if
it-
like crack or...
if it didn't want to be recorded to the extent that it would break a phone apart and put it into 3 bits on the floor, then it's somehow got the power to do something like that if
Can I
it
just
really wanted to.
rewind you?
Yeah.
So he'd left the phone in Dan's bedroom,
In Philip's room,
Philip's room, and they'd all gone out.
locked up. I do now think there is something in this house, but the last couple of times I've been here, absolutely nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. I think after the big incidents and whilst nothing in the slightest. The last couple of times I've been here, but it's been really quiet last time I was here. Last couple of times I was here, because I came here with so when I came back here as well with the Ouija brothers and we did that. I was interviewing Bill, the owner,
You interviewed.
Bill Bungay. She's like, okay.
So obviously you're hearing us, and we know what you're capable of. Come and have a sit in that rocking chair and get comfy.
Smell that.
Come and take a seat with us. I know you're bored of everyone coming in asking you to do stuff. Just come and sit down with us.
Have a seat, tell us your tale.
Come on in. Throw a marble at me for old time's sake.
Don't throw a marble. Well, that was me, sorry. Can't move on this year. You making noise upstairs?
I wonder what it was like 30, 40 years ago when Pritchard's here this time of year, with Christmas coming, all kids excited and that. If activity increased then. Do you like Christmas? I don't, I hate it.
Me too, Luke.
I'm glad when it's over.
I'm working all of it. So my Christmas gone.
I'm working Boxing Day.
There's also been reported quite often here is when you go to bed, don't be surprised if you wake up to find one of the taps running in the bathroom.
Really? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We did get a smell of like an old person.
We did, but there again, Gary, I was thinking about this. When we came out, it was one of the bedrooms, there was this really, the only way I can describe it is like an old person smell.
Yeah.
But it could, the carpets are,
It could be
no,
us.
but, no, but you know what I mean.
You weren't there.
That rancid smell you get from an old person who wasn't washed for about 2 months.
Yeah, like a
But
mouldy
is it just
kind
coming out the
like
fabric of the
office.
carpets because of that old?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's not clean.
Why is it not there now?
Because maybe you just disturbed
Again,
it.
this
or...
is why I don't like old it was. But I did have, like I said, because I've been team leading all the time I've been here. I've been in cupboards and everything, and they've got this. Have you seen that towel holder in the bathroom in that cupboard?
Yeah.
It's a cat's arse, and
Alright.
you put your towel, arsehole at cat.
Oh right, nice.
But
Is
again,
that still there? I'd like to know how much of this is from when the Pritchards were here. You know, genuinely kind of like, I know that a lot of this stuff that's everywhere has nothing to do with the Pritchards.
Yeah, I read that.
But you know, the doors are.
Well, they can be reclaimed.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I know. But I think certain things are from when the Pritchards were here. So.
Whatever happened to the Pritchards, Justin? Did they move away or?
She stopped here till she died.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, Mrs.
Jean
Pritchard.
did, yeah.
Jean, I think she's only recent. I mean, she was put in a care home in Ponty. I think she's only recently died.
Is she?
Yeah. And then husband died in the bathroom, and the kids, as far as I know, you know, are both still alive, but I don't think they particularly want anything to do with it. I don't know whether they moved out of the area. I don't even know if they're in Pontefract or round near Pontefract. But I know that the kids basically don't want anything to do with the home. You know, they're not interested in what they experienced, or don't probably want to go back there.
Did you hear a tap in there? Just
Yeah,
a second
definitely.
ago?
Yeah, I heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was fridge.
Well, it was
still
the
or
fridge, you know. I
something.
don't
Yeah,
know, but I
could
did
be.
hear something. But so I wonder how much the film was actually true to the story, if that makes sense. Where the priest came round, didn't
Have
he?
you seen
and-
the film?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
quite liked it.
I like the film. It's good.
Well, they set it in the wrong time. I think they set the film in the 70s when this stuff happened in 1969. So it kind of, people get this place confused with the Enfield House.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
a similar period.
Yeah.
But it happened late. I think 69 is when it actually happened. But you know that the whole thing about, there's a lot of stuff that happened in here. You know, the powder that was seen, and the
Pools of water.
pools of water, knocks, bangings, that kind of stuff. And to give her due, Mrs. Pritchard just was like, she must have been a hell of a woman, because she was just like, well, whatever's in it, it's not taking my home, this is my house. Basically do one.
Yeah.
So the fact that she lived here virtually all her life, and you know,
Did he get locked in the coal bunker and that then? Or did that?
I
think that's fabricated. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How much it was
I
fabricated.
think they obviously played it up, but I think he did. I think Joe Pritchard was meant to have gone into the coal house, and then something happened in there, and he.
That could be just a sticky lock or something, don't they?
Yeah, but it's something apparently scared him in there. I just don't know. But in the film, it kind of portrays the coal shed as being much bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean it's. I do think something happened here, but the other thing which makes me really sceptical is, and this is why I thought it was a scam for so long, is because I thought, well, poltergeist cases don't last very long at all. A few weeks, matter of weeks, 6 to 8 weeks average.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, so you're expecting me to believe that a poltergeist from 1969 is still in this house and it's 2024? I just don't buy it. I didn't buy it for ages. But then I was speaking with, and I think when Kieran was here, I interviewed him here, and there's a study by two people called Gould and Cornell, and they documented loads and loads of poltergeist cases and kind of wanted to see what was similarities and differences and things like that, and they kind of jotted a lot of things down. And I think they said one of the things they were saying is there's more of an overlap between hauntings and poltergeist cases. There's no like hard and fast category. So like poltergeist is meant to be this person centered and hauntings meant to be location centered. But they're saying that in reality it's much more blurred than that. You know, you can have poltergeist activity happening in a house and then people will see a ghost, or there'll be ghostly phenomena in a house and then they'll also have cups and things being thrown around as well. So yeah, it's all part. There's no real hard and fast categories of this stuff. So if anything, it might be linked to the house rather than people. But why here, I don't know, because like I say, historically there's nothing here. It was fields and a grove. I think it might have been. Now then, I think it was a grove, but obviously the only other thing around it would be licorice fields. You know, because of Pontefract licorice, and there's essentially nothing here.
So how does the monk come into it then? That's in like.
Didn't
I think
your room was saying that the land was part of.
Was he being hung?
Well,
Well, part of
in the
not
square
a
or
monastery as such, but
I suppose as well. I mean, it's like you've got Pontefract does have a history of there being priories and monks. So, quite how this monk story came into being, I don't know. There's no monastery that close to here. Certainly, there wouldn't be monks here in the middle of an apple grove, for instance. But so I don't quite know where the whole monk story came into it, other than the fact that Pontefract's known to have had a monastery.
perhaps it's the shape it. They just presumed it was
Yeah.
like a hooded figure.
Yeah. There's a person round Checkerfield here that came round the back garden looking in through the net curtains and saw a figure standing in the kitchen. 7 foot tall, black figure. Right? And it advanced to what saw him staring through that window, came towards him, apparently, right? And then, before he knew it, the figure was standing next to him outside.
Oh, it serves him right for being nosy.
And he pegged it, and we tried to get him to talk to him about it, and he was that terrified he wouldn't talk to anybody about it apparently now. But
how do you know where the
it's
story
still
come from now and that?
but it's through Carol. But it's apparently he's still, disturbed by it.
Thing is, like, it's without somebody's tummy.
I didn't even think so.
Oh, shut up now.
It wasn't me.
What would I say?
You
I'm
wouldn't
more concerned about why somebody's trespassing gardens looking through windows.
Yeah.
Bit weird, isn't it?
Well, everybody around here knows about this house, don't they? Yeah, I mean, God, when you guys will probably get, sorry, even though I don't really, you'll probably get people knocking on the door asking to have a look in.
We haven't had any.
It didn't, well, they've been once, haven't they? It didn't happen last time, to be fair, but I can imagine it happening.
And you have people.
Years and years ago, when we turned up, little old lady walking dog. Oh, you come to have a look at ghosts then? I went, yeah. And she went, well, don't annoy it, will you? She goes, because she lived a couple of houses down here. She goes, don't annoy it too much, she goes, because we get the backlash. I went, well, what do you mean? Apparently it goes through gardens as well. So.
Apparently Carol was telling us last time we came here, she said that the neighbours down the road said some black thing had appeared in her house, apparently, at the side of the bed. This is what Carol said.
Yeah, so I do think it's an area thing. I don't think it's a house thing.
Yeah.
How far back does records go? Because it could have been somewhere like 400 years ago, couldn't it? Like it.
Well, these records were like medieval, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it
I
goes
think,
that far back?
yeah, it was just a plot of land. So they'd kind of...
Sorry, that's me.
Yeah, so there was essentially the earliest maps of this area. There's nothing where this house stands. I mean, it's like, people will try and link it to where the gallows were and stuff like that, but that wasn't in this, because there's, and then people also try and link it to the Battle of Checkerfield, which is, again, if you look in any history of places, there's always stuff that's happened in the local area, but it doesn't necessarily link it to what's going on in here.
I think next door is settling down, you can hear them, can't you?
Yeah, I can hear some movement.
Yeah, it's likely.
But it's also windy, so you might get some wind coming through. If that's a chimney, you might get wind coming through down the chimney. I don't know if it's sealed up or not. You know what I mean? The only reason why I'm just fascinated by it is because I know it does actually happen. But it's those very rare occasions where you get something where you just can't rationally explain. That's what draws you. That's what carries on, keeping me interested.
I think you're right there, Justin. I think it takes, like the things with the marbles and the thing that I saw at the Ram Inn, and to me, that was enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it sounds nothing to anybody else, but
I still haven't had anything like that, have I?
Yeah.
not really.
It's like
we've all swapped these tales, but we've no reason to lie.
No.
But you still to appreciate
some
it, you've
people
got to
exaggerate,
be
don't they?
there. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been thrown.
You've been thrown?
I can't even explain what it was. It was Stores All, 2000.
Is that the old hospital you went to, Lee?
Yes.
Is that where I went with you?
You came there. You was there.
Is that when I nearly fell through the floor upstairs because it had caught fire?
Yeah.
Shit.
And there were nowhere to go, were there?
That was even more scary.
Can you remember where we'd left the room and we come back and there were a dead pigeon?
No.
Well, you were there.
God, that's going back 20 years.
Exactly.
Easy.
So, but we were upstairs with Grant, Graham and Sonia, and we were just stood in a corner each. Just be quiet, because it's an old building, it's exposed. We shouldn't have been in there. And just be quiet. And it was summertime, wasn't it? So you were downstairs with Aaron. And when you just start nodding and getting really comfy and we're all like getting a bit dopey. And somebody had just grabbed my throat. But because I was shocked and I couldn't speak, I was so it freaked out everybody else. And then next thing I was just against the wall.
Mm.
But I was like shaken. I was like, let me get out. But because there were like half on the floor, half the staircase were burned, there were nowhere to go. But even like during the day, me and dog cooking up, she's too old now. We've gone for a walk and like gone under the fence and she's freaked out in certain areas, and then we've pulled maps of it because all that's left is Clock Tower, which I had been building. It was huge. All the university campus is built on it now. But she freaked out, and according to the map, that's where the the electrotherapy unit was.
Yeah.
Because back in 1800s, it were she had Down syndromes or single mother. You got chucked in there. It were horrible.
Mm.
It wasn't a nice place, but you couldn't. So
I remember finding the ducks and going under the ducks, and he went for like 3/4 of a mile underground. But it was dangerous in there, wasn't it?
it was stupid.
It was
really.
stupid.
It was
But
stupid.
you're young, aren't you? You don't care when you're young. I wouldn't do it
Like,
now.
look at this place. It's great. It's ace.
There's some mad things that have happened in here. Mad things. But a lot of nothing.
And for you to say that makes it more exciting for me, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I think I didn't used to believe stuff like that, to be honest. I thought there was a lot of fakery involved. Didn't believe in anything like that. And I took it with a massive pinch of salt. Didn't believe it. But having kind of, I suppose, experienced what I've experienced here, you kind of end up changing your mindset about what's. And I know there's a lot of doubters about this place, and I get it. I properly get it, because a vast majority of the time you come in, you won't get a thing.
A lot of people say that to me. What are you going back there for? There's nothing there. It's a
Nothing
hoax.
there.
It's a con. It's Carol next door. But as an investigator, Justin, you've got to go to these places. I think for your own
The longer time
benefit.
The longer the time you spend in a place, the more chance you'll get of actually getting something, right? And even if it's something slight or something you can't explain, it'll be enough. And I think this place, even though you get a lot of absolutely nothing at all, because I've experienced it, I would still say this place is haunted. It is haunted. That takes a lot for me to say that about anywhere, but because I've kind of witnessed it, experienced it, and I can't explain it, even as rationally minded you can be, and I still can't explain it, you just have to think, okay, well, there's no other explanation other than the paranormal. So that's that. But that's why it's frustrating when you don't get anything, because
you come expecting it after what?
Yeah. Well, I'm still kind of like, I don't expect anything to happen, but because I know it can happen, I get a kind of bit frustrated, thinking,
because you've seen it happen.
I'm listening out for a tiny little tap or for a tiny little noise, but I know that it can, if it wanted to, it could make everybody run out of this building.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
You know, if it wanted to, if it probably.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If like you just said, you know, just imagine now if furniture was getting thrown up, you'd be out, wouldn't you? Even I'd be out.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I've the force of stuff that's I've witnessed in here, it would make you want to pack up and leave and go, because you're thinking, I'm not coming back in this house. And I've not been in the same room when that's happened, but I've been close enough to kind of be in the vicinity of something with force in this house. And that's with like no Carol next door neighbour involved. That's like just knowing where everybody is and stuff is kicking off upstairs. It's it's scary.
I'm gonna try and make it a yearly thing to actually come here and just, you know, maybe it takes 5 times. You know, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna come loads, but I might just try and get here once a year.
Yeah.
And just see what happens.